It's Benzinga, bringing Wall Street to Main Street.
President Donald Trump doubled down Tuesday on his aggressive trade policy, saying tariffs will begin August 1st without further extensions, according to Bloomberg. Trump said copper imports will face a 50% tariff, while drug companies could be taxed up to 200% if they don't relocate production to the U.S. within a year. He confirmed plans to impose a 10% tariff on imports from India over its BRICS membership, despite progress on a trade deal. Trump also hinted at a 60% to 70% tariff range for some countries and threatened the EU with new levies over its treatment of U.S. tech firms. The White House already notified over a dozen nations of tariff hikes, including 25% on Japan and South Korea, 30% on South Africa, and 40% on Laos and Myanmar. The S&P 500 wavered and pharmaceutical stocks fell after Trump's remarks, while copper futures surged. A coalition of top U.S. medical groups, including the American Academy of Pediatrics, sued Secretary of Health and Human Services Robert F. Kennedy Jr. on Monday, according to Benzinga. The lawsuit alleges that Kennedy undermined science and public health by unilaterally rescinding COVID-19 vaccine recommendations for children and pregnant individuals. Filed in U.S. District Court in Massachusetts, the lawsuit claims Kennedy dismissed CDC immunization advisors and replaced them with anti-vaccine voices, putting vulnerable populations at risk. Plaintiffs seek to reverse Kennedy's actions and declare them unlawful, citing blocked communications, canceled advisory meetings, and an effort to dismantle long-standing vaccine infrastructure. Tesla CEO Elon Musk lashed out at Wedbush's Dan Ives after the analyst posted 3 board recommendations for the company on X, according to CNBC. Ives called for a new pay package giving Musk 25% voting control, formal time commitments to Tesla, and restrictions on political activity. Ives stood by his recommendations despite the jabs. The analyst is a Tesla bull and maintains a $500 price target on the stock. His post followed Tesla's nearly 7% stock drop Monday, erasing $68 billion in market value. Clash comes as Musk launches a new political group, the America Party. It continues to draw criticism from Tesla bulls. William Blair downgraded the stock Monday, citing investor fatigue with Musk's distractions. Tesla shares are down 25% year to date, the worst among mega cap tech stocks. Tesla was ordered to reimburse a customer after an arbitrator ruled the company failed to deliver its promised full self-driving package, according to Electrek. Mark Dobbin, a lawyer and longtime Tesla owner, purchased a $10,000 FSD add-on for his wife's 2021 Model Y in hopes that it would help with her declining mobility. Dobbin found the feature unusable due to Tesla's undisclosed safety score, gatekeeping, and the system's need for constant driver supervision. Since 2016, Tesla has claimed its vehicles have the hardware for unsupervised self-driving and sold a full self-driving package to be enabled via software updates. Tesla's failure to retrofit older vehicles with newer hardware has left millions of owners without true autonomous capabilities, raising liability concerns and customer dissatisfaction. SpaceX is in talks to raise fresh capital and sell insider shares in a deal that could value the company at $400 billion, according to Bloomberg. $400 billion valuation would make SpaceX the most valuable privately held U.S. company, surpassing its previous record and rivaling ByteDance and OpenAI. SpaceX valuation is driven by the rapid growth of Starlink and ongoing progress with the Starship rocket program. Starlink now accounts for more than half of SpaceX's revenue, boosting investor interest despite recent Starship testing failures. Elon Musk's ongoing public feud with Trump adds political uncertainty as SpaceX explores new growth and funding. Amazon founder Jeff Bezos sold nearly 3 million shares worth $665.8 million over 2 days in July, according to a regulatory filing released Tuesday. Sale is part of a previously disclosed plan to offload up to 25 million shares by May 2026. Bezos also sold $736.7 million in Amazon stock in late June. He remained Amazon's largest shareholder and still holds over 900 million shares, valued at $200 billion. Latest sale closely followed this high-profile $50 million wedding to Lauren Sanchez in Venice, attended by celebrity guests. Bezos stepped down as Amazon CEO in 2021, but continues to serve as chairman. Apple's top AI executive, Ruming Pang, is leaving for Meta, marking a major blow to the iPhone maker's foundation models team, Bloomberg reported. Pang oversaw the group behind Apple's large language models and will join Meta's new superintelligence division. Meta plans to spend tens of billions of dollars this year on AI efforts, primarily investing in infrastructure such as data centers and chips. Pang's departure marks the most significant loss in Apple's AI division since it began developing Apple Intelligence, highlighting fierce competition for top talent. Meta has been luring elite engineers with compensation packages far exceeding what Apple offers. Apple's AI efforts have faced scrutiny after limited progress on Apple Intelligence and internal leadership reshuffles. Non-alcoholic beer's rapid rise is slowing, raising doubts about its staying power in a struggling global beer industry, according to Bloomberg. Once a rare growth area for major brewers like Anheuser-Busch, InBev, Heineken, and Diego, the category now accounts for just 2% of global beer volume. Non-alcoholic beer's growth to slow to single digits, with IWSR projecting 8% annual gains through 2029, raising its market share to just under 3%, while the U.S. market continues to outperform with expected 16% annual gains. Broader momentum is cooling. Companies are investing in better tasting brews and shifting marketing to casual, stigma-free consumption. Bloomberg Intelligence's Kenneth Shea said brewers have no choice but to pursue alcohol-free options as volume declines, younger consumers drink less, and weight loss drugs threaten sales. BTCS shares soared 91.7% on Tuesday afternoon after the blockchain firm announced a plan to raise $100 million throughout 2025 to acquire Ethereum, according to Benzinga. The company outlined a DeFi, TradFi flywheel strategy, combining at the market equity offerings, convertible debt, and decentralized borrowing through AVE to accumulate Ethereum while minimizing dilution. CEO Charles Allen called the move timely, citing Ethereum's long-term growth potential and role in future financial infrastructure. BTCS aims to become the top publicly traded ETH-focused company. Trading volume exploded to 114 million shares, 90 times its 100-day average, making it the session's most discussed stock on social media. Tesla stock was downgraded from outperform to market perform by William Blair analyst Jed Dorsheimer, according to Benzinga. Dorsheimer cited the impact of the Trump-supported Big Beautiful Bill as a major concern. The bill removes the $7,500 EV tax credit and eliminates corporate average fuel economy fines, both of which threaten Tesla's margins. Dorsheimer warned that Tesla could lose $2.8 billion in regulatory credit revenue, 16% of its 2024 gross profit, by 2027 due to vanishing credit buyers. He also said the shift may cause a third quarter unit surge, followed by fourth quarter weakness, while Musk's return to politics could further distract from business priorities. Shares rose 1.3% on Tuesday, but remained down 20.4% in 2025. Trained protection dogs are gaining popularity as an elite form of home security, but experts caution that not all dogs marketed as trained are capable of real-world protection, according to Benzinga. The global protection dog industry was valued at $1.2 billion in 2024, and buyers are urged to approach purchases with the same scrutiny as home security systems. According to Alex Boyce, managing director of Texas-based Canine Protection International, many dogs featured on social media are sport trained performers, not protectors. CPI sells only 24 dogs per year, each costing over six figures, and raised for off-leash protection in family settings. Buyers should visit training facilities, observe off-leash behavior, and avoid sellers who use flashy marketing, hide training methods, or make unrealistic claims. More Americans are adjusting their savings habits based on how they feel about the economy, CNBC reported. Trend is dubbed vibe-based budgeting, according to a new Intuit Credit Karma survey. Poll found that 44% are altering financial decisions based on emotional cues, despite no actual change in their financial circumstances. Younger generations lead the shift, with 56% of Gen Z and 57% of millennials reporting emotional budgeting. Concerns over rising prices, market volatility, and fears of a recession are prompting many to shift from revenge spending to revenge saving. Experts caution that while saving is smart, emotion-driven habits can backfire. Financial advisors recommend intentional steps like reviewing income and expenses, adopting reverse budgeting, and automating transfers to savings and investment accounts. Red Bull Racing has ousted Christian Horner as CEO and team principal after a turbulent year, according to Bloomberg. The former racing driver was Formula One's longest-serving team principal and key to Red Bull's years of dominance in the sport. Last year, Horner was accused of inappropriate behavior over leaked messages, denied the claims, and was twice cleared by Red Bull investigations. Red Bull Racing has struggled this season, falling to fourth in the standings. Red Bull earns most of its $13.1 billion revenue from energy drinks and spends nearly a quarter on marketing, including athlete sponsorships and sports teams. Shakeup comes as Red Bull expands its sports investments under new leadership following founder Dietrich Mateschit's death. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu nominated Donald Trump for the Nobel Peace Prize during their White House meeting Monday, according to The Guardian. The meeting followed U.S. airstrikes in Iran and comes amid growing pressure on Israel to agree to a ceasefire in Gaza, where nearly 60,000 people have died in the 21-month conflict. Asked if Palestinians should be forcibly removed from Gaza, Trump deferred to Netanyahu, who reports Israel plans to relocate them to a camp in Rafah. Netanyahu, who is wanted by the ICC for alleged Gaza war crimes, said Palestinians should have the free choice to stay in or leave Gaza. The Israeli leader presented Trump with a letter nominating him for the Nobel Peace Prize for his efforts to end Middle East conflicts. Trump called Netanyahu's Nobel Peace Prize nomination very meaningful, marking his second nomination after Pakistan's earlier endorsement. He also said he hoped the U.S. would not strike Iran again, claiming Iranian leaders now want to work something out. The U.S. Supreme Court on Tuesday allowed Trump's administration to move forward with sweeping federal job cuts, according to Reuters. The decision lifts the lower court's block on mass layoffs tied to Trump's February executive order. The unsigned order said Trump is likely to succeed in arguing that the downsizing was within presidential authority. While the ruling removes one legal barrier, agency-specific layoffs still face lawsuits and union pushback. White House called the ruling a definitive victory that affirmed Trump's authority to enforce government-wide efficiency. U.S. Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins said Tuesday there will be no amnesty for undocumented farm workers, according to Reuters. Rollins said the administration aims for a fully American workforce and suggested that government aid recipients could fill roles held by immigrant workers. At a press conference, Rollins said the solution lies in automation, structural reform, and utilizing the millions of able-bodied adults currently on Medicaid. Most adults on Medicaid are either employed or unable to work due to illness, disability, caregiving, or school, according to a brief by the health policy organization KFF. The farm sector has warned that mass deportations would disrupt food supply chains.